Hi, welcome again. I hope you have watched the video piece, and I can tell a few words on it, but you can think more on it also. Um, as you have seen, most of the advertisements of the Coca-Cola, which is actually Coca-Cola puts a lot of its budgets to the advertisements. Just if you're interested, look to it, how much budget it spends for the advertisements. And the it doesn't spend much time in describing the taste, or why Coca-Cola as a drink is better than other drinks, why it is better than Pepsi, for example. In any meaningful term, you should watch Coca-Cola. You don't understand its the advantage or the you don't get any idea about its tastes. Basically, let me say it this way. You get the feeling it tastes good from the people who drink it, but you don't. Well, those people could also be drinking ayran, or they could be drinking iced tea. I don't know. Uh, you got impression Coca-Cola is going good with some other foods, although even there you don't know why it is good to drink Coca-Cola with, for example, pizza, but not with. Don't drink. You don't, it's not that good to drink iced tea with pizza. Uh, but the main thing they do is they try to bind Coca-Cola to different religious events. Ramadan, for example, Christmas. In different countries, even in different events. In China, different events in China to the religious festivals which is celebrated in China. In Muslim countries to the Muslim traditions, Christian countries to the Christian traditions. And so they kind of try to get the feeling while you are celebrating Ramadan or Christmas or Chinese New Year, Coca-Cola is an inseparable part of that celebration. Although while you are celebrating any of these three things or any other holiday in another different country, basically people might decide, what to drink. Which drink they like most, which drink they don't like that much. But kind of it is binding. Coca-Cola is aiming to bind its brand to those local events, almost like independent of its taste. It is inseparable part of these events, like a tradition traditional drink of Ramadan, but also Christmas, but also Chinese New Year. Different local events. Um, and it also binds its name to feelings. People drink Coca-Cola, and that drinking Coca-Cola together is reinforcing friendship between those people. But why drinking Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola is just a tool. Drinking coffee might also create friendship, or uh, drinking iced tea, drinking water might also create friendship. Which when you want to create friendship between someone, become friend with someone, you might decide which tool to use. In that case, the drink might should also only be relevant with its taste. Maybe, I don't know. The person you uh, um, the, whom you will drink something together, it might be important which drink he or she likes. But Coca-Cola is almost like, it is also, if you want to have friendship, it is kind of a inseparable part of the friendship. So it is interesting that uh, Coca-Cola is kind of trying to affect people's mind, people's let's say preferences, uh, wants, let me say. So it you can see easily how it is trying to create create a change in wants, basically. It also aims to make it substitutes of certain feelings, certain events. I mean, for example, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe they even like this, but for example, usually we say, for example, this is coffee. It is good with milk. But now it says there are certain events in your life, like for example, marriage, like for example, marriage, let's say, or childbirth, and I don't know any advertisement like this, but if you have Coca-Cola, that event will give you will be much better. Uh, so it is interesting. It is interesting to. It's also interesting to understand it's a company strategy, but that company strategy might also teach us a lot on understanding how consumers' behavior, consumers' preferences, consumers' decisions, what to buy, are formed, and how it is kind of uh, shaped by them. Advertisements. So advertisements are not giving only information. Actually, I personally might say even vast majority of them don't give that information. But if you think I'm wrong, then open a TV, get the advertisements, watch advertisements, and note which advertisement give which specific information in the main part of the, not on in the very end where they very fast talking on the product, but in the main part, in the critical part, uh, where which one gives information on them, on that product. There are some, but many of them don't do that. So rather, they are trying to bind the product to certain feelings, certain things, um, certain achievements, and in some cases also certain events, and in some cases also certain products. I mean, Coca-Cola and pizza is, for example, is taste better, for example. And if anyone that does this note taking event, actually, I would be curious. You can show it to me. Anyway, let's move further. In this, let me go down. Okay, I'm also passing this part, but let me talk a little bit on this. I will keep this. I will keep this part in the slides, but I will not talk on them much. Basically, the typical consumer, according to consumer theory, is acting as someone who is solving an optimization problem, even a mathematical optimization problem. What is an optimization problem? An optimization problem is a problem where you have one variable which you might want to increase as much as possible, or you can decrease it as small as possible amount. In some cases, you might also make it close to a certain value. It might be possible. You have other variables, usually one variable, I mean, in most simple case, two variables you can adjust, but you cannot adjust them independently. Usually you have for example, it might be something like you have money, in consumer theory case, you have money and you buy different products or goods. You distribute the money between different products in a way that the products, all products you buy with that available money in your pocket will give you maximum amount of utility. So you basically set values of set values of several different variables, and those variables basically affect another variable. Let me give you the example. Actually, let me give you the example here. That would be better. Let's say you are a student. Of course, you're a student, and you try to get as high grade as possible. However, you need to adjust your sleeping time and your study time. Well, you have 24 hours per day. Let's say you want to spend 6 hours for other activities. Each might include your personal care, hobbies, spending time with your family, even if you are a family with you. That would leave 24 minus 6, I believe 18 hours. Those 18 hours might benefit you in terms of getting grade if you spend part of it for sleeping, so that you have energy to study and understand what you study. But also studying itself, of course, is improving your knowledge and basically let you get a higher grade. So you need to divide your time, those 18 hours, between study time and sleeping time. And and your decided study time and sleeping time, daily study and sleeping time, will affect your grade. How it affect your grades? Well, in that case, you need to. We might have certain estimates. If we study human behavior, typical students' behavior, we might relate how much average sleeping time and average study time influence a student's grade. For example, if someone sleeps 9 hours and studies 9 hours per day, how much will it affect that person's grade? We might study that. Of course, in that case, there are many complexities, but on average, we might still get some numbers and even maybe some relation that describes it. And that relation might be theoretical. Theoretically, we might set this very basic relation, and then we can add additional factors like working environment, or how this study time is distributed, how sleeping time is distributed. We can do all those things. Well, you can put all 18 hours for sleeping. In that case, you see for 18 hours, but don't study. Probably in that case, your grade will be low, because after a certain point, sleeping more doesn't give you any more benefit. You might put all 18 hours for studying, but in that case, you don't get any sleep. Probably you won't understand anything from what you study. Again, your grade might be low in that case. Likely to be low in that case. It is very likely the optimum distribution of your time between sleeping and study is somewhere close to middle. Maybe not exact 9 to 9, maybe 10 to 8 or 12 to 6. It might change from person to person. On average, however, probably it is something on the middle, or maybe more than middle, maybe 12 to even 12 to I don't know. If we have 12 on one side, we have 6 on the other side. But somewhere between 12 to 6 and maybe 10 to 8. So this is the optimization problem. And mathematically, there are different ways to solve the optimization problem. But in this course, we won't solve it. There was a part previously where we were actually solving optimization problem for consumers in this course. But because it was, people say it is too difficult, I have just taken that part out. Anyway, we will talk more on this topic in the next part. We are coming close to the end of this part. So see you in the next part.